Welcome to this video. Today we are diving deep into something very serious topic which most of the React developer would like to know, that is webpack.config.js. So if you are confused about how Webpack works or want to customize your build pipeline, this video will give you the clarity you need to know. Let's get started. First of all, let's understand what is Webpack. Webpack is a JavaScript module bundler. It combines JS, CSS, images, etc. and it optimizes assets for faster performance. Webpack is powerful JavaScript module bundler, we can say so. It takes all your source files, let's say JavaScript, CSS, images, fonts, whatever you are using in your project. So what it does, it takes all the files and it bundles them into one or more optimized files that can be served to the browser. It's essential for large-scale applications where code splitting, performance and modularity are very important. So the question arises, why use Webpack with React? Because you might have seen that in many of projects React which are developed in React, they are also using Webpack. So let's understand why we use it there. So React uses JSX and modern JavaScript features. This we all know. These features browsers don't natively understand. Webpack along with Babel helps transpile that JSX and ES6 plus code into vanilla JavaScript, and you also know that browser can understand plain code JavaScript language. It also enables advanced features like hot module replacement for live editing, tree shaking to remove any dead code part, and customizable plugins to extend its power. So what's the structure of webpack.config.js? Webpack.config.js is a configuration file where you define how Webpack should behave. You specify an entry point, which is the starting file of your application. Typically, it is normally index.js. So you define the output also, where the bundled code should be stored. Then comes loaders, which are used and which can be used to handle files like JS, JSX, CSS, images. Then you apply plugins for features like HTML, template generation, optimization, etc. Finally, what you do, you define the mode. Either it is development or it is production. So these are some of the points that structure point of webpack.config.js which are very important, like entry, output, loaders, plugins and mode. Let's understand webpack.config.js with an example. So you can see the code that we have written over here. This is the normal structure of the code that we normally write for our webpack.config.js. As I told you, like we have some entry, output, loaders, plugin and mode in the structure of the webpack config file. So you can see here, when we are using this file, then first of all it is entry. Entry is normally index.js file. Then it comes output, and after output we have modules, we have plugins, and in the end we have mode. So this is the way we normally provide our structure to the webpack.config file. Hope this is understood. So these are the 5 main things that we need to assign in our webpack file. Now, what do you understand by loaders? So before that, I would also like to tell you that in the previous slide, this is how a basic webpack configuration looks. You import path, then export the configuration object. You define the entry and output paths. Use module.rows to specify loaders. Optionally include plugins. Configure the development server and finally define the mode. So now let's understand loaders. So loaders in Webpack. So loaders are very crucial. They tell Webpack how to transform files before bundling. So like Babel loader is there, CSS loader is there, file loader is there. So what Babel loader does, it is used to transpile JSX and ES6 to ES5. Then CSS loader, it interprets CSS files and style loader and it injects them into the DOM. So image and font files can be managed using either file loader or Webpack's asset resource module. Now, what are plugins in Webpack? So plugins are used to do things that loaders can't do. For instance, HTML Webpack plugin, it creates an HTML file and automatically includes your script tag. Then comes your Clean Webpack plugin. What it does, it removes old files from the dist folder before each build. So this is very helpful. And then comes mini CSS extract plugin. This is used in production to separate CSS into its own file. How you can install Webpack in React? So this is a common command that we normally use to install Webpack. Npm init y minus hyphen y, then npm install Webpack, Webpack CLI. This is the way we can do, and then npm install Babel loader, npm install CSS loader, npm install HTML Webpack plugin. So this is the way we can install Webpack in React. So to use Webpack, first we need to initialize our project using npm init. This is the first step. Then install Webpack, Babel and other loaders and plugins. Each of these play a very specific role. Webpack handles bundling, Babel compiles JSX, and plugin adds more feature. This thing we have to understand, right? Sometimes it is asked what is the difference between Webpack and Babel. So just understand that Webpack handles bundling, whatever the CSS, JS and what the font files you are using, then Webpack handles the bundling of all these assets. Whereas Babel, what it does, it compiles JSX. So this is the way you should answer when somebody asks Webpack handle bundling and Babel compiles JSX. Then how you can add script in package.json. So you have a package.json file when we install our React project using CLI. Then you can see there is a command script. Here you can write like start and build. So start means when you enter npm start, then it will take this command which is written Webpack serve hyphen mode development. So it will run on development mode, and if it is build npm build, then it will run on production. So this is the way we normally provide mode and production. Means what is a mode and what is a environment you are planning to run this command with. So in your package.json, define script for development and production. The start script uses Webpack dev server for live loading. The build script creates a production ready bundle. Running npm start now launches your React app locally. Now let's summarize. To sum it up, Webpack is essential tool for building scalable and performant web application with React. It gives you control over how your assets are handled and optimized. By mastering webpack.config.js, you unlock the ability to create custom workflows suited exactly to your project's need. So it is very important. It is the backbone of modern web application. It is customizable and powerful. It works seamlessly with React. It uses loaders and plugins for maximum control. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your developer friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So this is all for today. So hope you liked the video. Kindly share and subscribe it. Thanks for watching.